Hi, this is Lisa, and welcome to week 6 of our online meditation and art therapy class organized by LEXSA Student Association. This week, I have prepared a self-reflection exercise in this video, dance for stress release in video 2, and meditation exercises in video 3. There will also be 2 optional art therapy exercises at the end of this video and at the end of video 3 for those of you who love to express themselves through drawing. For our self-reflection exercise today, we will do a stress test, a kind of evaluation of all the stress areas in your life. For this, you will need either 2 sheets of drawing paper or a journal. And you will also need a pen. Any color is fine. If you have multiple colors available, then that would be extra great. Before we get started with our stress test, I will ask you to close your eyes for a moment and just simply take a deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Just settling into your body. And now we will breathe in and out 5 times, while we will primarily focus on our out breath. And with our out breath, releasing any stress or tension that your body holds. And then relaxing our body with our in breath. So we're breathing in relaxation and breathing out tension. 5 times. So we breathe in relaxation, breathe in. And breathe out tension. Let it all go. And again, breathing in relaxation. And breathing out any stress or tension. And 3 more times. Breathe in. And breathe out. Oh, let it all go. Let it all come out. And breathe in. And release the tension. And one last time. Breathe in. And release any tension you still hold. And we're going to take one more calming in breath, breathing in calm, and then simply breathing out and resting. So breathe in calm, and simply breathe out. And just settle into your body, connecting with how you are right now. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes again. We will continue with our stress test, and for this you will need a journal or the first sheet of paper. We will be reflecting on our stress levels in different life areas and rate them on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 meaning having no stress at all in this life area, and 10 meaning a state of complete overwhelm and anxiety in this particular life area. You can also use 0.5 on this scale. For example, you can rate your stress level for any of those life areas as a 5.5 or an 8.5. When we are rating our stress levels, it gives us not only the chance to reflect on our stress states, but also to tune in with our body and emotions while staying present and alert. In our exercise, I will give you a few life areas to write down, and you can simply write it down as a list. For those of you who are using a sheet of drawing paper and not a diary or journal, we will write this first part as a list on one side and then use the other side of the paper for the second part of this exercise, which I will explain later. We will begin by rating our stress levels for our physical body, mental state, and emotional state. So begin with writing down physical body, and then rate the stress level of your physical body on a scale from 0 to 10. So 0 is no stress or tension whatsoever, complete calm, and 10 will be a state of complete distress, tension, and overwhelm, or even pain. And if your body has already health problems in any area, then the stress level will naturally be a little bit higher. And once you've determined your stress level for your physical body, just continue writing down mental state. And we are going to rate the stress level of your mental state, seeing if there's any anxiety or negative thinking going on, how busy your mind is. So just give it a rating from 0 to 10. Remember, you can use 0.5s as your rating as well. And once you have rated the stress level of your mental state, we are going to move on to rating the stress level of our emotional body. So tune into your emotional body and simply sense, how are you feeling? Is there emotional distress going on right now? Or are your emotions calm, happy, or at ease? Or is there any anger, sadness, hurt, or even loneliness? And then give your emotional body a stress rating. And once you have written down your stress ratings for these 3 parts, simply notice which part has the highest stress rating. And we are going to continue rating stress levels for different life areas. And we will start with our physical health, which will not be about how much your body is in stress, but how much you stress about your body. For example, if you have any health problems, are those health problems a big source of stress or not so much? Do you stress about your looks? Do you stress about your weight or your fitness? So just overall, try to estimate your rating for your physical health and how much you stress about it. So you can rate 0 if you don't stress about your body or physical health at all, or you can rate it a 10 if it is a constant, overwhelming, nagging worry and anxiety, worrying about your body. Yeah. And once you have rated your physical health, just write down studies. So for those of you who study at home, just rate how much your studies at this time are a source of stress. If you're completely relaxed with studying and it doesn't cause you any stress at all, just give it a 0 rating. But if your studies are a source of stress, then just give it a rating somewhere between 0 and 10 on the scale. And next, I'm inviting you to write down the word career. So we are going to look at present or potential future career prospects and how much this provides a source of stress for you. Some people, it may not be stressful at all to focus on their future or present careers, but for others, there might be quite a bit of uncertainty going on, or just a general indecision about their future path. And just simply rate if this is a source of stress for you, and if yes, then how high is the stress level in your career sector. The next area we are going to look at is finances, looking at whether your finances or lack of finances is a source of stress for you, and also give your finances a rating on a scale from 0 to 10. And then we are going to move on to relationships, starting with romantic relationship. And it doesn't matter whether you are with a significant other or whether you're single or undecided. Simply rate how much your present relationship or not having a present relationship is a source of stress for you. For some people who have a partner, it might be quite harmonious in their relationship, so it won't be a high stress level. But for people who have a partner who they argue with a lot or who perhaps goes through a troubling time, relationships can become quite a high source of stress. And for some people who are single, not having a partner can be a source of stress, especially under the current circumstances when meeting new people is a little bit more difficult than usual. So simply rate your stress level for romantic relationships, and then we're going to move on to friendships. So you can write down the word friendships and simply investigate whether friendships are providing a source of comfort or stress for you. And if you feel that one or more than one relationship with any of your friends provides stress for you on an ongoing basis, then simply rate this on a scale from 0 to 10. And next we are going to move in the area of family. So you can write down family and overall just rate the stress level for families. We are going to divide this up a little bit further to gain much more clarity of where a potential stress source in the family context may come from. So we're going to divide this up into mother, father, siblings, if you have any, grandparents, or if you have a family on your own already, then also your own children into this. So simply then rate for each one of these factors whether there is a high stress level related to your mother or your father relationship. If there's any source of stress in your sibling relationship, if you have siblings, or in the relationship with grandparents, and perhaps a grandparent not being particularly well, or you don't have a good relationship with the grandparent. Just see whether or not in your present day situation this causes you any stress. We're not going to look into the past here, we're just looking right now. Is the relationship with my mother, father, siblings, grandparents, or my own children a source of stress? And just be honest and simply write down your stress levels for each of these. And then we're moving on to our last few categories. We are going to have a look at what I call the inner critic. Those of you who may be prone to negative self-talk, they know what I'm talking about. It's this little voice in your head that tells you, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not lovable, I'm not, or I'm too. And if you happen to have a strong inner critic, and if a lot of your stress comes from this inner critic, simply rate it on the scale. 0, no problem at all with your inner critic, but 10, you're getting a lot of overwhelming, anxiety-producing negative self-talk. And once you have rated the stress levels for your inner critic, we are going to have a look at your COVID stress levels, given that we are all going through a big global shift here. For a lot of people, the present situation is a high-level stress source. So just have a quick look, check in with yourself whether there is concern for the global situation that causes you stress, or whether wearing face masks or being in isolation or anything related to COVID is a source of stress for you, or whether you have any fear of getting the virus or anything like that. So just simply rate your stress levels to COVID related regulations or stress factors. From a on a scale from 0 to 10, as we have done before. And then we are going to move on to a meaning of life category, where we will see and observe whether our faith or spiritual connection or understanding life, what am I doing here, what is the purpose of life, all of these questions, whether they could potentially represent a hidden source of stress for you. For some people, it is no stress at all. If somebody has very strong faith or spiritual connection, or doesn't even think about the meaning of life a lot, then this section will not really provide a high stress level. But for others who don't really know what they're doing here and to have no clarity at all where their place is or what they're here to do, then this area could surprisingly hide quite a high level of stress. Yeah. So simply rate your stress level here in the meaning of life section. And then I'm just going to ask you whether there are any other life areas that are important for you that could potentially be the source of stress. This is like a free category. So for some of you, for example, who play sports, making the team or losing a championship or all these kind of things, they can lead to high stress levels. Or people who volunteer a lot in animal rescue or in sort of charity work, they may also absorb a lot of stress from other people or from situations that don't necessarily have anything to do with their private life, but with the activities that they undertake. And yeah, just simply reflect on whether there are any other areas in your life that could potentially add to your stress levels. And now, once you have completed all of these categories, I am asking you to draw a large circle. You can either use a page in your journal, or if you have been writing on a sheet of paper, you can use the back page. So simply flip over your page, and we are drawing a large circle, and this circle will contain and represent the entire 100% of your stress experience, your stress ball, so to speak. And I will be asking you to divide this circle up into different pieces, like a cake or a pie chart. And these individual pieces will represent all life areas that make up your stress levels. And we will estimate which percentage of your stress, your overall stress, belongs to a particular life area. For example, if some of you may have a lot of stress or pressure or expectations coming from their families, if this is a significant stress factor in your life, it could make up, let's say, 75% of the entire circle. Or if it is less influential, family stress could be only 10 or 25% of the entire circle. So simply look at your previous stress ratings and identify the biggest stress factors, the biggest sources of stress, and then estimate how much of your overall stress originates in this life area out of 100%. And you can label the different segments of the circle as well. And once you have allocated all 100% of your entire stress circle, we will move on to the second part of our exercise, but I will give you about a minute to decide and allocate those stress areas into your circle. And for that, I will play you also a little bit of music. And if anybody needs a little bit more time to complete this part, you can pause the video and resume when you're ready. And once you have completed the stress circle, I'm inviting you to take a closer look at your individual stress areas and to become a little bit more specific. Let's say we have allocated 30% of our stress circle to the life area of relationship with a significant other, like a romantic relationship. For one person, this can mean that they have recently recovered from a breakup and are still stressed in the aftershock and aftermath of the breakup. So in order to be more specific in this romantic relationship area, they could label the segment grief over breakup with ex-partner. However, for another person, these 30% could result from tension in their existing relationship. So this person could write down tension with partner, or if this tension is linked to a more specific topic, you can write down arguments over money, let's say. And if somebody is, for example, single, but they have been desperately trying to find a partner and are sort of stressed about the lack of success, then they may specify it in a very different way. Disappointment or stress in regards to lack of partner, or just be a little bit more specific what this particular stress area is. So have a look at every single stress area in your circle and label the individual segments as detailed as possible. And I will give you, let's say, another minute to do this. Again, if you feel that you need more time to continue this and complete this part, then you can stop this video, pause it, and resume when you're ready with this. And now we will move on to our last part of this exercise, for which we will draw another circle on a new sheet of paper or on a new page in your journal. We will now divide up this circle into the same size segments as the previous circle. So basically copy the circle across, but we won't be labeling it just yet. So just copy the size of the individual pie chart segments. And once you have copied the outline of the circle across, I'm inviting you to label these new segments with the opposite content of what you have written down in your first circle. For example, if you have labeled a segment in your first circle with tension in relationships and arguments about money, you would write down harmony in relationship, agreement and ease about finances. And then I would ask you to add a few words of how this new scenario would make you feel. For example, relieved, calm, happy, secure, whatever this new scenario brings up in terms of feelings, good feelings. And do this for all segments of your stress circle and write out the opposite of your original description and then add some words about how you feel about this opposite new scenario and description. And you can also draw some symbols in these segments that represent positive emotional states or the new scenario in an image. And I will give you another minute to do that. I apologize. And those of you who wish to turn this exercise into an art therapy task, I'm inviting you to explore one or more of these stress opposites on an A4 or A3 paper. And for that, you can use your descriptions or keywords and draw symbols around them, or you can choose one of these new topics and represent this good feeling topic on paper in whichever way it shows up for you. Ideally, a topic that has a very high stress factor originally. So you can do a little bit of emotional shifting by exploring the opposite reality. And once you've completed your opposite stress circle or this optional art therapy task, you can move on to video 2 for some relaxations through dance and movement, or go straight to video 3. Thank you for watching and enjoy video 2 and 3.